Brighton and Hove Albion have emerged as one of the most entertaining sides in the Premier League under manager Roberto Zerbi. And after just 12 months in charge, we're here to break down what tactics the manager has implemented to turn the Seagulls into a genuine top 4 contender. Starting off with their team shape, Roberto Zerbi uses a 4-2-3-1 with 2 pivot players ahead of the back line. But this shape can change to more of a 2-4-4, with the wingers holding the width, with the attacking midfielders playing almost on the same line as the lone number 9. And Brighton's principles are very much possessional based, and their backline and pivot players play a vital role in this. They're looking to entice their opponents to step up onto them as they play at a slower tempo, to set traps for the opposition players to think they can win the ball high. And this is made possible by the centre-backs and the pivot players creating somewhat of a box to keep the ball constantly circulating around the opposition's front line. And we can see the importance of angles in this sequence, and once they notice the gap in the opposition's formation, they look to play fast and vertically. Because of how comfortable goalkeeper Jason Steele is on the ball, they can trust him as if he were a genuine outfielder. But what does using your goalkeeper like this actually gain you in matches? Well, it means when you have possession, you are genuinely playing an 11v10 game, meaning you constantly have a +1 numerical advantage no matter how the opposition chooses to set up against you. And this is how they're able to generate so much possession, because they can always find the spare man in build-up. And to show how persistent Brighton are with constantly playing out from the back, after just 5 games in the Premier League so far, they have not gone long from a single goal kick, which is almost an unheard of stat. Captain Lewis Dunk has even revealed just how well drilled they are in possession by saying, "There's a method to the madness. We rehearse it every day. I know every position on the pitch and we know every situation. I see football in a completely different way since Zerbi has come in." It feels like Zerbi has almost created a playbook-like system for his build-up routines at Brighton. He has got the players into a position where they know exactly what to do when the opposition tries to counter their setup, and this was more than evident in their 3-1 win at Old Trafford. Manchester United opt to use a 4-4-2 diamond, meaning Brighton struggled to progress the ball through the centre of the pitch. So Zerbi and the Brighton players came up with a solution to stretch their build-up shape as wide as possible, to therefore then stretch Manchester United's narrow formation. This forced Manchester United to press into wider areas, opening up gaps in their own formation. So Brighton were able to manipulate Manchester United's shape to one side of the ball and then pick up the spare man on the other side of the pitch, who had loads of space in a wider channel. It was from these situations where Brighton looked to get the most joy against Manchester United. But what happens when a team just simply refuses to step up onto Brighton, conceding possession and restricting the space in behind? Well, going from the first phase to the second phase, Brighton changed their shape from this 2-4-4 in possession to more of a 2-3-5, using the 2 fullbacks to come inside the pitch and pushing on one of the deeper midfielders into a higher area. So this deeper midfielder, the number 10, the centre forwards and then the wingers create a notable forward 5. And their principles don't really change in possession, but there is a further emphasis on the centre forward and number 10 to drop into deeper areas to pull markers out of the back line. And this is to create them passing lanes from the centre halves and the pivot players to play right the way through the opposition's midfield, to create these really slick vertical moments. So how have Brighton fared in the data since Zerbi's arrival? Well, they rank top for shots and shots on target, second for expected goals, possession and successful passes, then third for goals and final third passes. So on the ball, they are genuinely performing as a top 3 side in the Premier League. So can Zerbi's Brighton actually finish in the top 4 this season? Or do you think their maiden season in European competition will hinder their chances of progressing even further in the league?